Complex have caused controversy with their hip-hop media power list. And we're about to get into this list right now, people. This is Fresh Hip-Hop Opinion with your guy Alize. Don't forget to subscribe. So coming in at number 25 is Gabe P. He wasn't even on the list last year, but he's done his thing to get on the list, and his main platform he's featured on is On The Radar, a platform where rappers come on and freestyle their music. He's got 79,000 followers on IG, 840,000 on YouTube. These have some big moments like Drake and Central C freestyling, and a whole bunch of other rappers, including Big Sean just recently. Coming in at number 24 is Arshan Jawed. He also wasn't on the list last year, and he features on Kids Take Over. He's got 124,000 followers on IG and 125,000 on YouTube. He had a big interview with Bryson Tiller as well in the past year, probably what got him on the list. He's had interviews with people such as NLE Chopper, Ken Carson, and DD Asama. Coming in at number 23 is Jason Lee, a veteran to the media game. Last year he was placed number 11 on the list. His main thing is his show Hollywood Unlocked with Jason Lee. He's got 3.6 million followers on IG and 540,000 on YouTube. Now his main thing is getting big interviews on his platform. He was kind of seen as a gossip celebrity, Wendy Williams style back in the day, but he's kind of morphed into more hip-hop media. I've seen him with WAP 100 recently, Ray J, Joyner Lucas, but his style is more humorous, commentary. There's a little bit of gossip still in there, but overall a very good personality in hip-hop. Coming in at number 22, ironically, is Adam 22. Last year he was placed number 19 on the list, so something's gone wrong, Adam. Only joking. His main platform is No Jumper, which is pretty much a controversy platform. He's got 3.1 million followers on IG, pretty big, and 4.7 million on YouTube. Now his platform before was kind of underground rappers before they really make it to the mainstream. He had people like XXXTentacion, Lil Pump, and more came on his platform before they really blew up. But ever since then, his whole platform has kind of changed. It's moved into more controversial topics and kind of strayed a little bit away from hip-hop, to be honest with you. No Jumper moved more into gang politics and viral moments, such as him and his wife doing adult entertainment with complete strangers. And that's probably the criticism No Jumper gets, and Adam 22. They are kind of always looking for viral moments. Coming in at number 21 is Van Lathan. Features on Higher Learning, and he's just basically known for his honest commentary on hip-hop figures. He's got 595,000 followers on IG and 202,000 on Twitter. Now they call it X. Now he's one of the good guys in media. He's always doing sensible analysis and commentary on hip-hop figures and hip-hop news. Obviously we mainly know him, the casual people will know him from TMZ and his confrontation with Kanye West. Coming in at number 20 is Trap Law Ross. Now he wasn't on the list either last year. His main thing is Trap Law Ross. His shows are more like true crime documentaries. He's got 1.21 million on YouTube and 165,000 on Snapchat. Now his biggest thing to me is definitely the King Von Rap's first serial killer documentary, which was crazily controversial and popular. I like his style. It's very investigative, almost like a true crime documentary. I can only see him getting more popular with time. Coming in at number 19 is Nadeska. Last year she was placed at number 20 on the list. She's featured on the Nadeska Show, Rap Life Review. Now she is probably the most textbook conventional media person on this list. Like she could be a news reporter. She's that kind of style. But then she also puts in her views and opinions, which makes her stand out. She got 98.4 thousand followers on IG and 63.3 thousand on Twitter. Obviously we call it X. We all know her from Everyday Struggle, which she did with DJ Academics and Joe Budden. But she also interviewed Usher before the Super Bowl, but she's currently a co-host with Ebro Lowkey and Eddie Francis on Rap Life Review. Coming in at number 18 is Sway, the legendary Sway. Last year he was number 23 on the list. He is on his legendary show Sway in the Morning on Sirius XM. Probably one of the most respectable journalists in hip-hop media. Been going on since like the 90s. Obviously he's a good interviewer, but is known for him getting rappers on his platform to freestyle. He's got 1 million followers on IG and 536,000 on X. Biggest moments had to be the Will Smith and Martin Lawrence interviews on the build up to their latest Bad Boys film. And obviously Sway is of a certain age, so his demographic is the older ones, probably from 30, 40 up, but still is respected heavily. He gets all the veterans like Common, Kevin Gates, Vince Staples, real rappers, Rhapsody. He's definitely a mainstay in hip-hop media. Coming in at number 17 is Angela Yee. Last year she was placed number 14, and she features on Angela Yee's lip service Way Up with Angela Yee. She's got 1.7 million followers on IG. Now we all know her from The Breakfast Club with Charlamagne and DJ Envy, but she obviously broke off from there to do her own thing. And we all love Angela. She's got that nice personality. She's got like a very homegirl type of vibe. Coming in at number 16 is Big Boy, the veteran media personality, was placed at number 18 last year. So he's doing well. And his thing is Big Boy TV, Big Boy's Neighborhood. He's been doing that for ages. See the big stars go on his show and get interviewed on their career, what they're currently doing, and what they're planning to do in the future. He's got 586,000 followers on IG, 1.41 million on YouTube, and he's just a living legend. He even was on Kendrick Lamar's Victory Lap concert in LA when he brought out all these West Coast individuals and dissed Drake like 6 times in a row. Coming in at number 15 is Angie Martinez. Angie was placed number 12 last year, so she's doing a little bit worse. But the veteran radio personality is featured on the Angie Martinez show on New York's Power 105.1, and Angie's always been one of my favorites. She's got 972.5 thousand on X and 1 million followers on IG. In the last year, she's interviewed Doja Cat, Jeezy, and Glorilla. Angie, her style is more conversational. She's like mother hen in hip hop, always smiling and laughing, and has that reputation to get people on their emotional side. Coming in number 14 is Bootleg Kev. This guy's had a slow grind, but he's one of the biggest names out there in hip hop, that's for sure. He wasn't even on the list last year as well. You can hear him on Bootleg Kev podcast, the Bootleg Kev show. He's not one to get the big names in hip hop, more like the legendary names, the veterans. But he does mix it up from time to time. He's got 128,000 followers on IG and 395,000 on YouTube. I personally like Bootleg Kev because of his interview style. Very relaxed, just a normal conversation. Feels like one of your friends. Coming in number 13 is Rory and Mal. They used to work with Joe Budden on the Joe Budden podcast, so they had their rift. And they too were not even on the list last year at all, so congratulations to them to actually making it. And you can hear them on the new Rory and Mal. Now I wouldn't say I listen to these guys that often, but when I do, it's always lively hip-hop debates and just regular conversations you have with your peoples. They have 84.4 thousand followers on IG and 273,000 on YouTube. The most memorable moment that I really can remember for me was them hinting at the release of Drake's Push-Ups. Obviously they have a good relationship with Drake, so they got the inside scoop. Coming in at number 12, it's Lil Yachty and Mitch. Once again, these guys were not even on the list last year, but they can be heard on the Safe Space podcast. Now, as you can imagine with Lil Yachty, there's just so much jokes, so much banter involved in this podcast. But these guys have an 85.9 thousand following on Instagram and 308,000 on YouTube. So they're doing pretty good. Coming in number 11 is Noriega. That's how we used to call him back in the day. Obviously, he is known from doing Drink Champs. And last year, he came in at number 5. So you're slipping, Nori. I joke. He boasts a 1.6 million IG followers and 574,000 on X. Jeez, that's a lot of numbers. Obviously, we all know Drink Champs style. They drink, they smoke, and it's all based on hip-hop legends who don't get their shine, wanting to give them their flowers while they're still around. Memorable moments for these guys, well, for Nori, it's gotta be the Benzino interview where he was just, the guy was crying, speaking about Eminem, apologizing, wanting to fight him. He was a bit epic. But he does this thing with DJ Effin. Everybody in hip-hop passes through there. I'm surprised he's at 11, to be honest with you. Number 10 comes in Nardwar. This guy's a joker. He was at number 22 last year, and now he's made it all the way to 10. He's got 2.2 million IG followers and 3 million on YouTube, which is pretty impressive. I ain't gonna lie. I know he's been around a long time with his weird kind of crazy interview style. Pretty eccentric guy. But one thing for sure, he's definitely entertaining. He's had some of the biggest stars in rap, but in the last year he's had Tyler the Creator and Ice Spice. Coming in number 9 is Gilly and Wallow. Last year they were placed at number 4, so they slipped a little bit. And I can understand, they don't really have those big interviews that caught everybody's radar in the last year. But their show is $1 million worth of game. Gilly has 3.6 million followers on IG. Wallow has 2.6, and then collectively they have 1.57 on YouTube. They have a great banter, comedic, honest conversations. They have a good rapport as well, the way they communicate with each other. You could tell they actually really get along. And what I like about them, they mix it up. They do kind of stay in their lane in terms of the age of guests they do have, but they still respect the youngsters as well. Coming in number 8 is Anthony Fantano. This guy I do like. I do like the shows he does on YouTube. He's very good at explaining stuff. But last year he actually ranked number 13, so big up to him for getting up to number 8. And his show is The Needle Drop. He's got 2.88 million followers on YouTube and 928,000 on X. Like I said, yeah, he's got in-depth YouTube reviews and commentary. He does like album reviews and commentary on current situations that may pop up on his radar. He's got a very insightful critiquing style, and like I said, he explains himself very well and gets his point across very easy for the listener to understand. Coming in number 7 is Ebro. Ebro was number 13 last year, so he's had a big jump. Big up to Ebro. You can hear Ebro on the Ebro in the Morning, the Ebro Show Rap Life Review. So he's on a few things, He boasts an 842,000 IG followers and 300,000 on X. So he's not the biggest in terms of followers on this list, but he still has done his thing in the last year. The thing I like about Ebro, he's known for his straight talking self. He'll call out an artist, call out anything really. He just tries to be as straightforward and direct with how he gets down. Coming in number 6 is a polarizing one, DJ Vlad, who last year was on number 9 on the list. So he's doing well in the last 12 months. You can find him on Vlad TV, very popular YouTube channel. He's got 984,000 followers on IG and then 5.87 million on YouTube. Now Vlad, we all know, he's not one to get like necessarily the big, most popular artists when they're on top. He's more likely to get them before they pop or when people are on their way out. He interviews a whole bunch of different people, from ex-mafia people to musicians from other genres and hip-hop. But no doubt, he's kind of like the forefather in hip-hop in terms of this YouTube thing. Vlad's most highlighted moment in the last 12 months has to be solving the Tupac murder, which is what he claims to have done. He just interviewed Keefy D, who snitched on himself. Coming in at number 5 is Elliot Wilson, another veteran hip-hop journalist. Last year he was placed at number 8 in the list, and you can catch him on the Bigger Picture and the Rap Radar podcast. Now, Elliot is pretty much known to get big interviews with big rap stars. You know, he was kind of like Jay-Z's right-hand man for a little while, and same with Drake until him and Drake fell out. He has 104,000 IG followers and 303.8 thousand followers on X. Now, in the last 12 months, Elliot has been in the news quite a lot because he does spark what some people perceive as fake beef with the younger generation in hip-hop. And like I said, he's got an up and down relationship with Drake, and it's almost like Elliot versus the streamers. But hats off to Elliot Wilson. He's been around for decades in hip-hop, whether it was XXL magazine to just hip-hop journalism in general. Coming in number 4 is Charlemagne the God. Now, Charlemagne last year was placed in number 3, so he slipped one position, but is still in that top 5. Obviously, you can catch Charlemagne on The Breakfast Club and The Brilliant Idiots. Still Charlemagne being Charlemagne, but I like his dynamic with his partner on that show. He has 4.5 million IG followers. Damn. And then 5.55 million YouTube followers. Can we give a double damn? That's impressive. Now, we know Charlemagne is all about that straight talking, comedic, provocative questions. He isn't as provocative as he was back in the day, because I think he realized that upsetting artists might be bad for business. And then coming in at number 3, we got Kai Cenat. Now, he divides opinion. Is he really hip-hop journalism or just a hip-hop personality? But he's on the list anyway. And last year he was number 6, so he's going up in the list. Big up Kai Cenat. But obviously you can watch him on Kai Cenat on Twitch. You can watch him anywhere really. But he has 12 million followers on Twitch, which is insane. And then he has 6.21 million on YouTube. So he's doing alright for himself, we can say that. Now, we've all seen Kai Cenat in action, pause, but he's got high energy content, you know, to the point where he's over the top with his reactions. But obviously that's what people like about him. You know what I mean? That's his thing. Most memorable moments has to be him interviewing Nicki Minaj. It went pretty viral, and it got a lot of reactions from a lot of people, especially Elliot Wilson. Coming in number 2 is Joe Budden. Last year, Joe was number 1. He slipped one place, but he's still the guy that commands attention. Obviously, you can catch him on the Joe Budden podcast. He's got 1.42 million YouTube followers and 1.7 million on Instagram. Now, Joey is a provocative guy. He does his insightful commentary, but then he has these moments where he just wants to provoke and poke at people. The drama brings attention, we all know that. We're in that age in the internet. But he's had his foot on hip-hop podcasting neck. Just like Vlad, he's like a forefather in this online game. I just can't see him releasing his reign near the top or at the top. People like Joe Budden, what can I say? And number 1 is no other than DJ Academics, Big Ac, who was number 2 last year. But you just can't keep this guy down. He's in the middle of everything in hip-hop. You can obviously find him on YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, Spotify, Instagram. No wonder he's number 1. He's got 5 million followers on IG and 1.6 million on X. He is very active on X and IG. You know, think about Academics. He never used to be the guy who broke the news. He normally reacted to the news. But in a recent year, he's kind of broke a lot of news as well. I mean, being the actual voice, almost like the place to go to in terms of the whole Drake versus Kendrick Lamar beef, is big for anybody. Academics made that his own. Obviously, him and Drake communicate as well. If you wanted an update on the beef, you went to Academics page. But people, there you have it with Hip Hop's Media Power List 2024. It's a list that, of course, will divide opinions. I think they got it pretty on point. But that's just my opinion. I want to know yours. Leave a comment below, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It's fresh hip hop opinion. Peace and love.